Hello, Garfield Heights. My name is Sean Whelan, Director of Technology and Operations for the school district. And today I have the special privilege of introducing to the community our newly appointed Interim Superintendent, Mr. Sam Vawters. During this broadcast, we are going to take a few minutes to get to know Mr. Vawters, to learn about his background, to understand his vision for Garfield Heights City Schools. Mr. Vawters, welcome to this new role as Interim Superintendent.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your professional background, Mr. Vawters, and what you did most recently in Garfield Heights City Schools and where you've worked over the years.
All right, a little bit about me. I graduated from Bedford High School. I went to a small HBCU, historically black college university in Southern Ohio called Central State University. It's actually in Wilberforce, Ohio, but it's right outside of Xenia or Dayton, Ohio. From there, I got recruited out of Central State by Akron Public Schools. And I went to Akron Public Schools and I taught sixth grade language arts. I did that for 6 years. Prior to teaching in Akron Public Schools, I did a half a year in Dayton Public Schools after I graduated from Central State, which was really fun. But I came back to Akron, Ohio. Like I said, I got recruited by Akron Public Schools there. And so I'm in Akron Public Schools. I'm teaching my sixth grade language arts class. I'm enjoying it. I always have to put this in because years later, I'm working in Cleveland and I'm leaving out of a particular restaurant, and a young lady stops me on the elevator. And she says, "Mr. Vawters?" And so I said, "How are you doing?" She says, "I'm Savannah." I said, "Hi, Savannah, how you doing?" I said, and as I'm thinking, I said, yeah, FDR, Thomas Jefferson, because these are schools that I went when I was in Cleveland. She says, "No." She says, "I was in your sixth grade language arts at Perkins Middle School."
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, come to find out, that was LeBron James' wife. And so I taught sixth grade language arts for Akron Public Schools. Then I was recruited by Cleveland Public Schools, and I was an assistant principal. I got my master's degree from Akron University, and I went to Cleveland Public Schools. I served as an assistant principal and a building principal. And then I actually was recruited by Bedford City Schools to serve as their building principal at the high school. While I was actually prior to going to Bedford, I went to Ashland University and received my superintendent's license. And then I'd served at the high school for nearly 10 years. And then I transitioned to Garfield. And so I'm excited to be here in Garfield. I served 1 year at the high school here in Garfield. And I really, really enjoyed it. The one thing that I was saddened about was that, I was excited yet sad. I didn't get a chance to build relationships with all my kids. I was only there for 1 year. But we did a lot of great things in that 1 year. We put in a Bring Your Parents to School Day. We established a 4.0 luncheon, and that was just so fun. I never forget when the kids, we announced we're going to do Bring Your Parents to School. They said, "Mr. Vawters, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You want my mom and dad to come up to school?" But our parents really, really enjoyed that. And then the 4.0 luncheon was really, really exciting because I had at least 10 other kids or students who did not receive a 4.0 the first semester. But when they saw us do the 4.0 luncheon, they worked really hard and got a 4.0 because they wanted to attend that luncheon. And so we did some phenomenal things there. I really enjoyed our commencement. Our commencement ceremony was just first class. It was top notch. And I just truly enjoyed our parents and our students and the community. They were there extra early. We got started on time. We ended very early. The parents and kids were outside celebrating. It was just you were there. It was just a really, really nice event. I was so appreciative because several of the kids began to share with me what they're doing after school when they graduate. And out of that, building relationships and having conversation, I said, I'm going to do a speech called "Did You Know?" sharing with the parents and our staff and community things that they did not know about our kids. And we've had students from Africa. We've had students who are multilingual. We've had students who go into the armed services, serving our country. Just a lot of, we have one student, she will end up getting her master's degree simultaneously as she's getting her bachelor's degree. She wants to go into education. We have several students who are in the band who are going to Ohio State because they want to come back to, teach here and be a part of the Bulldog family. So that's a little bit about me, my teaching career, and educational career. And so believe it or not, this is actually my 30th year. I'm going into my 30th year in education. So I'm excited, but I'm feeling very energetic, so I'm excited about this transition.
So how about your personal background, where you went to school, your family, and some information that allows the community to get to know you on a deeper level?
Absolutely. So a little bit about me, my personal life, as I said before, I graduated from Central State University. Here's something that's fun that a lot of people do not know about me. So when I was in high school, I sang in our a cappella choir. And we sang Mozart, Regina Celli. And so when I went to Central State, I auditioned for their choir, and I received a scholarship to sing in Central State's choir. Now, here's what's a fun fact about me. I had the opportunity to perform with Eric Kunzel and the Cincinnati Pops Orchestra. We performed with Lou Rawls, Maureen McGovern, and even Cab Calloway. And that CD celebration is called Amen Celebration. We were nominated for a Grammy in 1994. And so people do not know that. And then in 1994, that summer of 94, I sang for President Bill Clinton and Jesse Jackson for the 30th year Civil Rights Signing Act. So that's a kind of a fun fact about me. Regarding my family, I have two actually adult children now, my daughter Sydney and my son Anthony. My son Anthony just graduated from high school. And so I love telling the story because he comes to the high school to visit me. And he played football and track and basketball. So he's a big kid. And so all the football players are like, hey, why aren't you going to your dad's school? And he says, well, I can't. It's my senior year. I just can't transfer my senior year.
Right.
So I have two children. He's going to Bowling Green. My daughter, she just finished culinary school. And so I'm excited about those. So a little bit, another fun fact about me, I am the youngest of 6 children.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm the youngest of 6 children, raised by a single mother. Who lived in Cleveland, then later moved to Oakwood Village, and that's how I ended up going to Bedford City Schools.
So you started to share a little bit about during your time at the high school and some of the initiatives you began and launched. How could you see some of those being implemented district-wide, and if so, how?
Well, absolutely. That's a great question. So one of the responses out of the survey that we did with the Bring Your Parent to School Day was, hey, can we do this district-wide? Mm-hmm. And then another ask was, could we do it, have a morning session and afternoon session? Because many of the parents wanted to, who could not attend the morning or who could not attend the afternoon, they wanted to be able to attend. So I think, two of the main initiatives that I would love for us to implement is to Bring Your Parent to School Day. It is very important that we engage our parents and have our parents. So when we talk about it takes a village to raise a child, our parents are so critical to that component. So I wouldn't mind doing a district-wide Bring Your Parent to School Day. Another component is maybe we don't do a 4.0 luncheon, but we need to focus in on academics and really celebrate and reward those students who are doing great academically. So what I would love to do is maybe start doing an academic award ceremony first, second, third, and fourth quarter, not just at the high school, but district-wide, so that our students are being celebrated for academics, And I got that from one of our students. She said, it touched my heart. She says, I've never received anything, award or certificate for performing academically. I was like, wow, she was in the 10th grade. She was the class president. And so, those are two things I would love to really implement district-wide is celebrating our students academically, and then really partnering with our parents and building that bridge,
I love that. How have the first few weeks as interim superintendent unfolded, and what has been your focus during this most recent time?
So it's interesting. Time waits for no one. and it has, I remember when I first got voted in by the board. Thank you, board. Thank you so much. And I remember sharing with the students, get some rest. I remember sharing with the staff, get some rest. Go enjoy the park, ride your bike, do your chores. Staff, make sure you go on vacation. Now I'm blinking. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're preparing for the first day of school, which is August 19th. And then we're going to do a back to school event, which is August 22nd, which is really just about 3.5 weeks away. So the first few weeks have went really, really fast, but it's been a lot of fun. You and I went to a conference.
Yes.
We were in Orlando, went to the AI conference. It was phenomenal. To our staff and community and our kids, we want to be cutting edge, and the things that we saw down there was just phenomenal. So the summer has gone by so fast, but that means we're having fun. That's exciting, and that's one of the things I want our kids to do. I want our kids to come to school to a safe, healthy environment, have fun, enjoy coming to school, and be excited about coming to school.
What can the community expect looking to the 2026-2027 school year? What will the overall outlook be? What will some of the focuses for Garfield Heights City Schools be? Can you share this with the community?
Sure, great question. Last Monday I did share with the community and I shared with our admin staff that we want to become a premier school district. Not just in the state of Ohio, but in the United States of America. We want to be premier. We want to create a culture of excellence. And so what does that look like? What do we begin to do? So one of the things that we shared at the high school is that we want every child to receive a high quality, comprehensive, and meaningful education. So what does that mean? We want high quality teachers. We want high quality instruction. We want high quality students. We want to give our community, our students, and our staff the best PD possible. We want to give our parents the best customer service, being very transparent. I've heard parents say, hey, when I call, it goes to voicemail, or I don't get someone in person. So we want to step that up. We want to return phone calls within 24 hours. We want to return emails within 72 hours. We want people to feel connected. I know we live in an AI generation, that's great, but sometimes people want to feel that touch.
Absolutely.
And so when we talk about Premier, so one of the things we want to increase our customer service output to our parents, let them know that we appreciate them, we love them, and we welcome their input, we welcome their support. When we look at from educational purposes, I believe right now we're a 3-star, and that's great. We want to be a 5-star. And where does that start? It starts in the classroom. So we want to recruit the best teachers. We want to retain our best teachers. I had a great couple of meetings with our union. They're excited and passionate about what they do. Teaching is a very hard field. It's very hard, and it's sometimes it's not a thankful field, However, so we want to look at our instructional practices. And then I appreciate you and what you do, Mr. Whelan, because we also want to have the best facilities as well. We have a beautiful facility with our football field. We have a beautiful gymnasium, but we want our facilities to really look great, not just at the high school, not just at the board office, but all of our buildings. So when people arrive by, there's a sense of pride, And so when you look at high quality, those are things we talk about high quality. We look at comprehensive. We want it to be understandable, where we can break it down and people really understand what's going on here at Garfield. And then we want it to be meaningful. It means, and what I love about Garfield, this is so unique. There's a true bulldog pride. So it says meaningful. It's like, wow, I graduated from Garfield, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should have went to Garfield, But when you talk about meaningful, and I just see the pride that not just the kids have, not just the community has, but our staff and who they are and what they represent. When I look at many of the staff who've graduated from Garfield High School, and they come back because they want to be here, not because they have to be here. Well, I always share with people when I was sharing with the students when I was at high school, we want volunteers, not captives. We want volunteers, So I'm excited because the staff that we have hired this summer, the staff that I've gotten a chance to meet over this past year and a half, they want to be here. They love Garfield. They bleed blue and gold. And so I'm excited for that. So I hope that, lets people know that when we talk about Premier, what does that look like? What does it look like? And it means about, being first class, creating a culture of excellence in everything that we do, from the classroom to the board office to out in the community.
Okay, we've learned about you. Now, how about if we have a little fun?
All right.
I'll ask a quick question. You respond so people get to know you on a personal level.
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right. Favorite sports team?
Browns, Cleveland Browns.
Favorite subject in school?
Wow, that's a good one. So most people will say gym, but my favorite subject was language arts. Okay. I really enjoyed poetry and poems. Okay. And so when I began to teach, my first teaching assignment was 3rd grade. And here's a fun fact about me also, my second teaching assignment was in the Juvenile Detention Center in Akron Public Schools. And so it was really fun because I taught those young men poetry, And so my favorite subject is language arts, English.
What's your favorite food if you had to pick a restaurant?
Wow. My favorite food, I love ribeye steak. My favorite restaurant, that's a good one. I'm torn between the Marble Room and Longhorns.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, absolutely, yes. What do you do when you're not being interim superintendent as a hobby?
Wow. So I do enjoy golfing. I really enjoy golfing. My son and I just played 18 holes Saturday at Blackbrook. It's not a hobby, and if I may, it's actually my ministry. I play the organ and piano for my church. And at one time, I served as minister of music for Good Shepherd. It's a church located in Cleveland. So I enjoy playing the piano. And another fun fact, I was last summer, we were working with some kids over the band. We were teasing, and I was doing with the choir and everything. And so they were singing the parts wrong. So I went to the piano and started playing. They was like, wow, you can play. So I do play the piano, and so I enjoy that.
Favorite place you've ever visited?
Wow, my favorite place. You know what? It was Canada, Niagara Falls. Okay. To see nature and God's creation was just phenomenal. And just seeing the water. So that was I have to say, one of the many places that I really enjoyed. I've been to Aruba, beautiful sand and water. Yeah. So yeah, those are a couple of my fun places.
Who has inspired you the most in your life?
I try not to get sentimental about my mom. So as I shared with you, I'm the youngest of 6. My mom raised us as a single parent. And I was a freshman in high school and she developed lupus. And when I got to college, when I graduated from high school, she shared with me that she wanted me to go to college, and I went to college. And as I'm in college, she got sicker. And so when I graduated, she says, hey, you know what? I can go ahead and pass away because I've seen you graduate. And I said, Mom, no, you don't have to do that. You know, I'm going to get a job, take care of you. And so my mom passed away about 6 months after that. And, but the reason why she was such an inspiration to me and all of my siblings, because she held that high quality, that meaningful life. She held high expectations of, you know, we're going to go to college. All 6 of us have a degree. My oldest brother's a retired CIA agent. My brother that's next to me is a pastor. I have a sister she is a principal as well. And so she instilled in us that education is the key to success. She's from a very small town in southern Alabama. She did graduate from high school, but she instilled in us that if we put our minds to it, we can do anything that the Lord wants us to do. And so she has been my most inspiration. So right after I graduated, 6 months later, she passed away. She passed away actually 5 days before Christmas, and we buried her, but her legacy lives on, and then all 6 of us. So she was my greatest and biggest inspiration.
Well, there you have it, an introduction to our new interim superintendent and the opportunity to learn about Mr. Sam Vawters. Look for more videos and reels in the near future. And as always, you can count on Garfield Heights City Schools to begin communicating as we approach the start of the school year, which is Wednesday, August 19th.
August 19th, first day of school. August 22nd, that's Saturday, we're going to do a back to school kickoff event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shameless plug, we're going to have Danita Harris from News Channel 3 there. We're going to have Josh Cribbs there. We're going to have a lot of face painting and food trucks. It'll be a really great opportunity for our families and friends and all of our loved ones to come on out, get a chance to introduce all the new staff that we have, and just, you know, come back and just build that Bulldog pride. I'm so excited about that.